So I thought that I would do a garden vlog today because a lot is blooming at the moment, and it's kind of an exciting time because I basically have a wildflower meadow that I planted earlier in the season, just really flourishing, and I just really want to show it to y'all. The kind of garden maintenance that I need to do today is I need to deadhead some things. I need to cut back some more blackberries and then tend to some plants. So I have like some fun things to do, but I definitely am also just enjoying the floriferousness of my garden at the moment. It's been really hot for the past few days and I water pretty regularly, but my petunias aren't doing the best right now. I have these beautiful purple and white petunias. They're called headliner night sky petunias, and they're gorgeous. They're like my favorite type, but they're not doing too great at the moment. So I'm just gonna, take care of the blooms that have kind of passed on already. My other petunias, I have some that are like candy striped. I'll show an overview once I'm finished with this task. They're doing fairly well. I also have a hanging basket that's doing even better. I think because it gets more sun, but yeah, they're doing pretty well. It's just like these purple ones are fading a little bit, but that's how flowers are. So here's what I took off of my petunias, but these are what is left. Here are the candy striped ones that I was talking about. I think that they're just magnificent. And then up there, I also have another hanging basket of them. But then the kind of like night sky ones, there's like some blooms on there, but it's really important to deadhead so that the plants get more energy to create more flowers and keep going on for longer. So these are looking much better than those, but they're still hanging on. So my two back beds are pretty green at the moment. There's a lot growing, which is quite exciting because I, spread a lot of different seed in my garden and just kind of seeing what's coming up. It's a bit experimental, but I have a lot of gilia coming up in the back at the moment. There's a ton of lupine, but they won't flower this year, but there's a lot of lupine leaves. I'll point some out in a second. There's some stuff that I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what that is, so I'll have to identify that. Here's some lupine leaves. I'm gonna have a ton of lupines next year if everything goes well. I have Clarkia. I'm gonna have some cosmos and zinnias come up. There's gonna be so much. See, there's a lot more lupine leaves over there as well. Over here is a bit chaotic, but I have a lot of yarrow that's gonna be coming up. But you can see some California bluebell peeking out, some gilia, also cosmos and other zinnias and such like that. So there's a lot that's going to be blooming. I'm really excited about this gilia though. They're really pretty. I have a ton in the front too. They're just kind of like romantic little cute flowers. I spot a ladybug, which I have a lot in my garden. So here's one. That actually might not be a ladybug. It has like bug eyes. Okay, I have no idea what kind of bug that is. It's so funny. So I just chopped down a bunch of blackberries and did a bunch of blackberry management back here. It's really important, especially in the growing season, to cut back the blackberries as much as possible because they are pretty invasive. And honestly, I think that I've done a really good job at counteracting the blackberry growth with planting a lot of like native plants and like other flowers, because I haven't had too much of an issue with blackberries coming back in my beds. But it's just like constant management throughout the house because this place used to be overrun with blackberries. Despite cutting down a lot of the blackberries, we have a ton that we'll still be able to harvest this year. We have this flowering group and then another flowering group over there. Over here you can see where the blossoms are turning into the berries, which is quite exciting. So we will have a fairly good haul this year. I found another unique critter right here. If I can find him again. There he is. There's a stink bug. The part of the garden that I'm most excited about right now is my summer meadow. I have all sorts of flowering plants right now. My favorites at the moment are the California bluebells and the California poppies. I think that they're just magnificent. The California bluebells are the really deep cobalt ones, and then these beautiful orange poppies. But I also have my purple alyssum, and a lot of the gilias are blooming as well. And I have one pink cornflower in the distance right over there. But I'm just so excited. I've always loved meadows, and I just think it's so beautiful and romantic the way that they kind of just, you know, blow in the breeze. My beans in the front seem to be coming up, but there is some probably slug damage on them. But my other things are doing pretty well. I think it's about time for the Lacy Phacelia to be done. But other things are popping up. And there's my one little sprout for my watermelons coming up. So hopefully that continues to grow in the season. So I got a significant amount of things done in the garden. I'm definitely the most thrilled about my wildflower meadow. I think that's pretty spectacular, and I'm really excited to also see the progress of, you know, all of the plants that I've either put in by seed or by plant kind of taking over, so that the blackberries aren't, or other invasive species aren't, because that was like really my goal moving into this house and starting this garden, was to plant a lot of native plants so that I could support the pollinators and also, like, you know, improve the quality of life for like worms and other, you know, fauna that live underground. So I think that I'm really achieving my goal so far. My garden isn't perfect and it's not the most picturesque, I guess, but that wasn't really what I set out to do. I'm interested in seeing how things kind of develop as the summer season goes, especially due to the extreme heat that we will most likely be experiencing, like we already are. It's really hot this week, and it's supposed to reach like 94 degrees Fahrenheit later in a few days, which is frightening because it's only early June. But I'm just interested to see how everything fares throughout the heat, and also what else comes up. I'd also really like to take care of some like fruit trees, or a fruit tree, or perhaps some bigger rose bushes, because my smaller roses didn't fare well. I did plant them elsewhere in the garden, and I'm hoping that they do better, but I didn't have great luck with those. So I think having like more of the taller, bigger rose bushes, that's something that I'd like to try. I'm so glad that, you know, I'm where I am right now with my garden, because I look back at photos and things of like when I first moved in here, or what it looked like during the winter, and I just felt so, not defeated, but I couldn't imagine what it looks like today. Like, I wanted that wildflower meadow, and I was like, oh, I hope it works. I don't know if it's gonna come up, like, but I was like, I believe in it, I believe in myself, and I like tried to like hold on to that confidence, and it really is blooming, which is incredible. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.